Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to talk about demonstrate more precisely the audio option. Listen, don't miss out on the options in the audio mix. There are different ones as you can see. Default one, a balanced mix with medium dynamic range with a comfortable difference between loud and quiet sound while retaining impact. In iDynamics, the larger difference between loud and quiet. This is very good again if you are using headphones, it's incredible. I'm using Designer's HD550, listening to it. Suitable for loud listening levels for professional audio systems. You also have the night mode. This is kind of more tame. You're going to hear it yourself soon. Narrow dynamic range, so it's kind of the opposite of this. War tapes. Well, you need to see this. This is kind of more elevated, the mid and also the mid highs. If you all want to hear footsteps, it's going to probably be pretty hard because you're going to hear so many things happening at the same time. However, it's more tamed than this one. All right, so you can see narrow dynamic range, higher distortion, and very aggressive listening. V.A.L, which is expand upon war tapes with further raw aggression in the heat of the battle. It actually sounds amazing, but probably going to be quite fatiguing for many players. So let's hear the differences. So the default is kind of more tamed. It sounds flatter compared to the others, which is again, it's supposed to be less fatiguing, in my opinion, for players. But again, in terms of that dynamic range compared to the other, which you're going to listen to, for me, again, when I hear it, it's quite a bit different. It's open up the sound much more. It feels very, very open. So I like it better. Let's just listen. As you can see, tamed highs and elevated lows, and mids are kind of tamed. Now let's choose War Tapes V.A.L. So in this case, the mids are more elevated. So more basically sounds coming to the front. Might be fatiguing for some, but definitely makes it very, very hectic. Of course, the frequency is just still one part of the story. Overall, I think people will love the war because it really feels like you're in a war, but it's less exaggerated compared to the V.A.L. So I think War is my favorite among those, but also I really love high frequency. Let's go to the default mix. For example, when the missiles are coming, it's more engaging and fun with the high frequency in the war compared to the default. Like in the iDynamics, you can really hear it because again, the dynamic is wider and you can see the differences in the sound kind of stretching, and you can hear the difference between the loud and the quiet, and some of the sound really sound better overall in the high frequency. When I hear it, just things like everything just opens up. So definitely I prefer playing high frequency than the default. And I'm listening on the Sennheiser HD550 headphones. But I did increase, by the way, the bass on the deck just to hear the explosions better and everything. And it's actually balanced itself very well for high dynamics. But in general, I recommend, again, if you have open headphones and you want to have better bass, and your headphones, of course, have the if they have good frequency response for this range of frequencies, definitely recommend elevating it up. I just want to share again, depends on very variables, depends on the equipment that you use, of course, to hear it and other variables. On the HD 550 Designerizer, the soundstage was decent, so it wasn't really that wide as I thought it would be. But yeah, imaging was just perfection. I could pinpoint enemies to their exact location so with such high precision. And I think one thing that actually contributes to the less airy feeling is because the highs are kind of tamed. So with the equalizer, I increase it a bit to get kind of a more airy type of feeling. Now, night mode, low dynamic range with decreased lows. So my favorite ones are high dynamics and war. Probably want to stay with high dynamics. The thing is that, you know, when you play and so many players playing, shooting and so many things, and the destruction on top of that, it can be pretty fatiguing at some point. However, I have to say that listening to war, it does increase the sense of, give you better sense of presence. Like you're really surrounded with so much action around you. So if you do have an equalizer beating, either for example using piece equalizer or you have a physical one, you can tame it a bit, you know, just a bit, for example, just reducing maybe the highs or the mids a bit, just a bit, in order to get the very immersive sound, while at the same time not make it that piercing. It really depends on the other equipment, the headphones you're using, and depends if you're using headphones at all. So as of now, probably going to stay with high dynamics, maybe mix a bit with war, but overall I think it's worth checking it out, because there are quite significant difference this time around when you change the settings, audio settings. Thanks for watching.